Impressed with Rolly tonight?
Nah, nobody. They all suck. They all scared of each other. They get jabbed into the body. They shook.
What should happen for Garcia now? Does he rematch Rolly? Haney, you're not interested? I'll be in the front. You go. Yeah.
Thank you.
Ryan Garcia has responded to fans who said he's not as good when he's not using performance-enhancing drugs, PEDs. Many people pointed out that he beat Devin Haney while testing positive for PEDs, but later lost to Rolly Romero when he was supposedly clean. Fans noticed this difference and started saying it proves a lot. Some even made AI videos making fun of Ryan.
I'm a bum, I'm a trash can, I'm a choker, and everyone saw that I am nothing without my steroids tonight. I transitioned from King Ryan to Queen Ryan. To be honest, without my secret juice, I'm just a TikTok boxer. I'm not gonna lie. I might as well go back on TikTok now and box against a mannequin to impress all the high school.
People are saying that Ryan Garcia needs performance enhancers to compete at the top level. They believe that without them, he's not the same fighter. According to them, his performance drops a lot when he's not juiced up, and his loss to Rolly proved it. The criticism hasn't stopped there.
Man, your name is Ryan Garcia, man. Where the hell was the juice? Hell no. Soon as I bet on this boy, he wanted to quit doing PEDs. No.
Some fans have started calling Ryan Garcia a quitter. They've brought back the memory of his knockout loss to Gervonta Tank Davis, where he was hit with a body shot. Many believe Ryan chose to stay down instead of trying to get back up. That moment still sticks in the minds of boxing fans, who think Ryan gives up when things get hard. In the fight against Rolly, after he got knocked down in the second round, fans noticed a clear change in Ryan's energy and how much effort he was putting in.
The whole 12 rounds and you knocked him out.
I knocked him down the second round. Yeah. You know, he's strong, you know, he has a good left hook, you know, and, you know, the one time he opened up, you know, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all the rest of the fight.
Ryan looked hesitant, less active, and didn't seem willing to take risks after getting knocked down. This made fans believe even more that while Ryan has great physical talent, he might not have the mental toughness needed to be a top-level fighter. A phrase that's been going around is, he's a boxer, but not a fighter. That's not just a comment on his skills, but also on his heart and mindset in the ring. But Ryan hasn't stayed quiet. He's brushed off the criticism, saying that fans only talk when he loses. He also said the hate isn't new. It started after his fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, and people always have something to say when he's not winning.
I love you, yeah.
Ryan, how you feeling, Jam? Good.
Ryan seems to see all the backlash as just typical internet talk, the kind that always comes when someone famous has a setback. To him, it's just noise, but whether it's noise or not, the pressure is building. After all the drama, Ryan Garcia made headlines again, this time for what he said about Rolly Romero. Rolly had just lost to Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Despite being much smaller at only 5'4", Cruz moved up in weight and stopped Rolly in the 8th round, taking his WBA super lightweight title in dominant fashion. This gave Ryan the perfect moment to fire back at Rolly, someone who had avoided fighting him before, even when the WBC approved the matchup. And Ryan didn't hold back with his comments.
Strong for sure, you know.
Yeah.
But we knew that.
Was it the layoff, you think? The year layoff? He wasn't active?
I don't know.
Or he just
what it
doesn't
was.
want it?
I don't know what it is. I can't say. You know, I wasn't in his camp or nothing like that. But you know, it could be a few things. You know, some people say it was a PEDs. So, you know, you gotta get back.
Definitely.
Garcia didn't hold back. He criticized Rolly Romero's chin and overall conditioning, saying Rolly is done and that his body can't handle punches anymore. He even claimed the shots Pitbull Cruz landed weren't hard, but they still dropped Rolly. Ryan said Rolly is inexperienced and now has a weak chin. He posted online, "The guy just can't take a punch. It's the truth." From Ryan's point of view, Rolly was never really built to compete at the top level. He believes Rolly only made it this far because of how Mayweather Promotions managed his career. Ryan made it clear that Rolly avoided fighting him several times, even when the WBC officially approved the matchup. Garcia says Rolly kept backing away from the fight, especially after Ryan's wins against Tago and Fortuna, when he was actively trying to make the bout happen.
You know, better be a 2-time world champion, being a 3-time world champion.
Now, from Ryan Garcia's point of view, everything makes sense. He believes Rolly avoided fighting him and instead took a worse deal, the fight against Pitbull Cruz, and only came back to face Ryan when he thought he had the upper hand. Boxing analysts, like those at Boxing News 24, also pointed out that Rolly could have made more money and even headlined a big event if he had fought Garcia, but for some reason, he turned it down.
What's your reaction to the fight, champ? Real quick. Huh? What's the reaction to the fight?
I thought the night kind of underperformed.
Okay.
For whatever event was bigger than the fights itself. Unfortunately, you know, I was surprised with what Rolly did, but he was strong as hell at 47.
Yeah.
I think that might be his weight.
I think what boxing says, styles makes
fights, and that knockdown really showed, and it kind of, I don't think Ryan ever pushed him back after that knockdown.
Yeah.
I thought he should have been there.
And it ended up costing Rolly a lot. Not only did he lose the fight, but he lost it in a brutal way. Many believe this defeat may have ended his chances at future big money fights. Some say Rolly's team made a huge mistake by turning down the deal to fight Garcia. Still, despite Rolly's loss, and all the excuses Ryan made about not being 100% in his recent fight, fans aren't letting Ryan off the hook either. Friday night was supposed to be Ryan's big comeback, a step toward a possible rematch with Devin Haney.
Eddie, just your reaction, man. Can't believe it. I mean, I said, this kind of environment, like sometimes it can just, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean,
Flabbergasted.
Ryan and Devin just dropped the bag like the biggest bag drop you've ever seen. I mean, you know, tonight was going to be those two in the ring facing off for the big rematch.
Done?
Done.
Ryan lost to Rolly Romero, a fighter most people expected him to beat, especially with talk of a rematch with Devin Haney in the air. Rolly came in as a huge underdog with sub 700 odds, but he not only knocked Ryan down in the second round, he also controlled the rest of the fight. Garcia didn't look like himself. He wasn't throwing many punches. His usual aggression was missing, and there were long periods where he wasn't doing much at all. It felt like he was more focused on avoiding damage than actually trying to win. That's the version of Ryan Garcia fans are upset with. The one who looks sharp early, but fades when the pressure starts.
Very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me, mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say. But I'm extremely disappointed in the way I fought, and it definitely...
After the fight, Ryan Garcia stood in the ring and gave a short, humble post-fight comment. He said, "He fought a good fight, caught me early, no excuses, congrats to him." But just minutes later, he started posting online, sounding more frustrated and thoughtful. He wrote, "I'm devastated and really sad that I fought the way I did. I just didn't have it tonight. I felt off." In the post-fight press conference, Garcia tried to explain why he felt off. He blamed the unusual setup of the Times Square event. Originally, it was advertised as a free outdoor show meant to draw in a huge crowd. But in the end, the event was fenced off, which limited the crowd to mostly VIPs and people watching from nearby buildings.
Hey Ryan, keep your hands up, Ryan! Keep your hands up!
To Ryan, the event felt like a glorified sparring session. He said the energy was flat, and he could even hear Shakur Stevenson and Richardson Hitchens talking ringside, which distracted him.
Just because all the noises and not hearing the fans.
What you mean all the noises? It was quiet.
Exactly. all they heard was all the noise.
Did you hear Abraham?
Yeah, because of you.
Ryan said he didn't feel right all week up until coming to the fight. Do you have a response to that?
Well, yeah, because he was scared. Yeah, he knew he was going to fight some dude that got his entire number down.
He said it felt like a fever, dream, like he was stuck in a bad loop, fighting, but not really feeling like he was in a real fight. Ryan also admitted that the year-long break since the Haney fight affected him both mentally and physically. "I'm just happy that I made it to the ring and went 12 rounds, he said, trying to keep a positive tone. But the truth is, fans aren't buying his explanations. They're not convinced by that whole year-long break excuse.
You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me, mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say. But I'm extremely disappointed in the way I fought, and it definitely isn't my best in any way.
When you put everything together, the win over Haney under the PED cloud, the loss to Tank where Ryan took a knee, the inactivity after being dropped by Rolly, and now the excuse about the fight feeling off because of the venue, the criticism seems unavoidable. Garcia is being criticized not just as a boxer, but as a professional who might not have the hunger or toughness that separates true champions from viral stars. His own words aren't helping either. Saying the fight felt like a sparring session in a major match sounds like just another excuse from a fighter who once promised to shock the world, but is now struggling to put together consistent, convincing performances.
Deserved it. You know, Ryan just wasn't active enough. Rolly was landing more punches. There wasn't really a whole lot to go off of, but Rolly was more effective.
Are you like surprised by the dub? No, you thought Rolly could pull it off?
I didn't know who was gonna win. If I'm being, I thought it was gonna end in a knockout by either way. But I didn't know who. But I'm surprised that it went.
Even with his physical gifts, the speed, the power, the sharp combinations, fans are now questioning the other side of the fight game, his mental toughness. They're wondering if Ryan has the heart to handle pressure. Despite all his flash and popularity, more and more people are doubting if he can handle tough situations. They say that when he's hurt, he folds. When he's down, he doesn't dig deep, and when things don't go his way, excuses come quickly. But here's the thing, Ryan Garcia might have just missed his chance to get back to the top level of the sport. All he had to do was beat Rolly, not even dominate him, just win.
Me shocked. I would have never guessed Rolly Romero would outbox Ryan Garcia for the majority of a 12-round bout. I have been one of the biggest critics of Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero, prior to this fight, showed himself to be undisciplined, lacked fundamentals, horrible defensive fundamentals, but he just happened to have power and could talk trash really good.
That win would have earned him a huge rematch with Devin Haney, giving him a chance to avenge the no contest ruling that took away his big win due to a positive test for Austrian. Haney was in Times Square, staying up just to watch Ryan's fight, probably excited about the money and the story a rematch would bring. But instead, Garcia gave a performance that looked like someone who was completely disconnected, like he no longer had any real passion for the game.
Right here.
Hey Ryan, they canceling the face-off. They trying to kick us out. They're canceling the face-off. You gotta pick it up, Ryan.
That's not an exaggeration. Several professionals said it outright. Garcia looked like he just didn't care. Conor Ben even went as far as to pull back his interest in a fight with Ryan, calling the performance terrible and saying it wasn't worth chasing anymore. If someone like Ben, who's always up for a fight with a big name, openly distances himself from you, it's clear your stock didn't just drop, it collapsed. This wasn't just a loss, it was a flat performance. It was a lifeless version of a fighter who used to excite fans with his fast hands and knockout power.
Look at that. Dude, Conor Ben has not knocked nobody else since he got out this dude. Whoa. What are they eating, like some kind of eggs or something? They can eat both these.
Even Floyd Mayweather, who's not exactly Ryan's biggest fan, gave some harsh feedback. He said Garcia underestimated Rolly's power, kept his chin too high, and left his hands down. That's not just bad technique, it's carelessness.
Good y'all, I just got home from dinner and look at the title. Rolly Romero stuns Ryan Garcia. I'm stunned.
Mayweather's comments aren't just about technique. There's a deeper meaning. He hinted that Garcia didn't even respect Rolly as an opponent, and in boxing, that's a huge mistake. Speed don't mean nothing when you're eating punches like that, Floyd said, calling the punch that ended the fight pure violence. When someone like Mayweather accuses you of not respecting the ring, it's not just about a single loss, it's about your mindset. And honestly, Ryan's mindset has been spiraling for a while. After his loss to Gervonta Tank Davis, he wasn't just physically hurt. He was emotionally shaken. He talked openly about feeling betrayed by his team, feeling unsupported, and even said he felt more comforted by Tank's team than his own. That wasn't just post-fight venting. It was the beginning of a public unraveling.
Yo, Keyshawn, what do you think? What do you think? What happened?
I thought he was gonna stop. Yo, I thought he was gonna. I thought I boxed too. Yeah, I thought he was gonna.
Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan's own promoter, didn't hold back after Ryan expressed his frustrations. He told Ryan to man up and put the blame squarely on him and his advisor, Lupe Valencia, for agreeing to the now infamous rehydration clause. When your own promoter turns against you publicly, the cracks in your foundation aren't just cracks anymore, they're huge gaps. Add to that the fact that Ryan has been butting heads with De La Hoya for months, refusing to support his promoter's plans, turning down proposed fights like a matchup with Manny Pacquiao, and openly showing frustration with the business side of boxing. It paints a picture of a fighter who's mentally checked out. He said it best himself. I'm tired of this.
Sunshine. Literally, he was what? He was scared to me. Scared of getting hit. I mean, he knows he has no chin, so. Thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Ryan Garcia is one of the most marketable names in boxing. He has over 10 million followers on social media, endorsement deals, and crossover fame. But fame and actual form are two different things. If you've reached the point where you're stepping into the ring just for a paycheck or to fulfill a contract, you're a danger to yourself and the sport.
Obviously, some people are going to say, you shocked the world, but you've been saying you were going to do this. How do you feel right now? What does this win mean to you?
Only thing that matters right now, man. Just give thanks, praise to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
He's being humble.
It's not like Garcia didn't know what was at stake. That Haney rematch wasn't just a chance for redemption. It was the fight that could completely change his career. A dominant win over Rolly would have rewritten his story and made the no contest ruling a minor detail. Instead, his performance sent a completely different message. Maybe Ryan has already moved on, and boxing just hasn't caught up yet. Even Rolly seemed unsure of what to make of it. When asked about a Haney-Garcia rematch, he didn't give the usual hype. He just said, "I ain't even thinking about what's next." Translation: Rolly didn't see anything worth chasing. The fight was supposed to be a battle, but instead, Garcia faded under pressure and never really came back.
He has, like, all the skills if you ask me, but Rolly got the punch. But hey, once he got popped, hey, it was sayonara, sucker. And besides the knockdown, it was when the commentator said, "What do you think Devin Haney thought about the knockdown?" And then they replied back, "Doesn't matter what Devin Haney thought. He had a horrible performance as well." So I do believe Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney too should happen. And the build-up test.
And let's not forget the shadow of PEDs that still hangs over Garcia. His win over Haney was taken away for a reason. Ostarine isn't a supplement you accidentally take. The difference in his physique from the Haney fight to now is noticeable. This controversy only deepens the idea that Garcia's career is going off course, whether it's by choice or neglect, whether it's burnout, disillusionment, or just wealth. Garcia no longer looks like someone chasing greatness. He looks like someone who's done with the grind, still showing up because his brand needs him. Fighters like Ryan, who blow up early with highlight reel knockouts and model looks, often get fast-tracked to fame before they've built the mental toughness to handle the grind of the sport.
Do not sit there and say that Ryan Garcia had an off night. Do not blame it on the layoff that Ryan Garcia had. Don't sit there and say Ryan wasn't as active as he usually is in the ring and he was having trouble landing that left hook. Rolly just progressed and grown as a fighter. Even though he's came up short in some big fights, he's learned, progressed, and he takes that experience with him. Rolly played the perfect fight. Let's give Rolly his credit.
And the moment fighters hit a few losses, or hit a wall, the fame that once lifted them starts to suffocate them. Garcia might be living through that reality now. He's not fighting with urgency. He's not talking like a man with a plan. And, most damaging of all, he's losing the respect of his peers. Conor Benn doesn't want the fight. Floyd Mayweather mocks him. De La Hoya publicly rants about him.